Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? First shout out the native. This one for the haters. You can tune in right now or catch this show later. Going up on Tuesday, night 7 p.m. Click the link in the bio, I'll send it to your DM. Saints going all the way. The Pelicans gonna do it too. This is sports overtime, and we cover all the news, and we breaking all the rules. Let me put my city on. Soon as bro touchdown, I'm about to get my gritty on. This is sports overtime. This is sports overtime. This is sports overtime. Sports overtime. Sports overtime. I do it. I do it. I did it. I done it.
Welcome to another edition of Sports Overtime. I am your host, Nader Murphic, and man, we are back in the mix. It is going down in a major way tonight, man. We got a lot to cover. Saints' first preseason game, Saints and Packers joint practices, the top 100 Pelicans schedule. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight, y'all. But before we do all of that, I gotta bring in my co-host. First of all, this guy, y'all know him, y'all see him everywhere. He's on the news, he's on Facebook, now he's on Twitter. The dude went crazy on Twitter in a week, broke records of followers. I'm so excited for him. Mr. Soul Saint, what's going on?
What's happening? What's happening? Saints plus Soul equals Super Bowl, baby.
Definitely, man. Definitely, man. So, man, you all over the place, bro. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up, man. You got a lot of stuff going on, events. Oh, man. I'm trying to be like you, bro.
It's been a ride, man. It's been a ride.
It definitely has. And then got to introduce our other host, our other co-host, I should say. This guy's all over the place, too. You might know him. You might not know him, but you will know him once he comes on the show. But DJ Richie Rich, what's going on?
My man. Well, yeah, Rich. Oh.
What's up? What's up?
Hey,
What's
man.
up? Who that? Who that?
Hey.
Who that? What's
Who
up,
that,
y'all?
baby?
What's up, baby? Doing good. What's up with y'all?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Listen,
Bro.
I'm excited to have y'all on the show tonight, man. We got a lot to cover. Before we jump into it, first of all, you know we got to shout out our sponsors, man. They paying the bills. So shout out to Element for sponsoring Sports Overtime. Make sure that if you do want a lemonade, make sure you go to your local Rouse's and support Element Beverage Company, man. Definitely some good people over there. And I'm telling y'all, man, this tropical, this thing is good, bro. I drink this every day, bro. My wife's like, the whole fridge is full of Element. We ain't got no room for nothing else.
I know. Hey, I need some new cases, bro. I'm running out.
Yeah, we gotta re-up. We gotta get Richie Rich some too.
You gotta re-up that. Yeah, bro. You gotta give me some of that stuff.
Definitely gotta get you that. And then another message from our other sponsor.
Buy you a bedroom set. Buy you a cozy sofa set. Buy you a great mattress. Buy you a dining room set. No credit, no problem. Buy You Furniture delivers it all with value, selection, and it's all affordable. We do it right by you. Buy You Furniture.
Buy you some furniture in the bayou. And listen, I said it last week.
Furniture in the bayou, baby.
I know y'all need some new mattresses. I know y'all still sleeping on them 10, 12-year-old mattresses, man. Make sure y'all go to Bayou Furniture. Cop your mattresses, cop your bedroom sets, cop everything, man. They got a variety of things. Tell them that Sports Overtime, Soul, Nader, and Richie Rich sent you, and they will look out for you on a discount.
Absolutely.
So listen, this is your chance. If you've been procrastinating on changing that mattress,
What's up, Jimmy?
this is your chance.
My boy MC.
Let's give a shout out to our followers right quick. We got
sure.
Bianca. What's up? What's
Bianca.
up? We got my boy MJ Anola.
Hey, so
we got Ricky.
Hey, got my MC Jimmy joining us. That's my MC.
All right.
We got Marion Foster. What's up? What's up, Marion?
Marion Foster for sure. What's up?
My boy T still remember when Johnny didn't send me that Saints mech.
He's probably saying merch. He was trying to probably say merch.
Oh, that merchandise. Yeah, you're talking about they didn't come in yet, brother. Should be this week. Talking about the Saints posters. What's up? My boy,
we got that.
Boy,
we got that, man.
Jimmy.
What up, Jimmy?
Oh, we got my boy, man.
My boy.
Hey, one of the super fans, that fireman.
All right. All right.
Barry Mathern.
What?
What's up, Barry? He been
What's
high.
up, Barry, man?
Man, we ain't seen him in 2 years.
We also got JGP.
Yeah, we missed him, man.
Mike Teasy.
Right there.
Mike Teasy.
Mike Teasy in the house.
What's up? What's up?
So this how Mike be on Tell It Like It Is. Man, I'm trying to tell you, soul. I'm trying to tell you, soul. Shout out to my boy Mike, man.
We got somebody, JJP Jr. What's up? What's up?
So yeah, man, shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now, live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. Shout out to everybody, man. We really appreciate y'all for tuning in. We got a big show for y'all tonight. So let's just jump right into it, man. Listen, we've been talking all off season, and we've been saying how the Saints are gonna do this, and if this happens, or we added this player, right? Well, guess what? We finally had a game to watch. Now, a lot of the starters did not play, right? And we didn't like the outcome because the Saints lost 17-13 this past week to the Houston Texans. But we're going to touch on the highs and we're going to touch on the lows. But first of all, before we jump into that, I want to get Soul's opinion on this because Soul was at the game in Houston this week. Just watching it on TV, it looked like they had a lot of Saints fans in Houston in the stadium. So give us the vibe out there in Houston this past weekend. How was it?
It was nice, man. It was real nice. A lot of Saints fans, bro. A lot of Saints fans. Like it was a regular season game, bro. Tripped me out, you know. And I decided to go last minute, and you know, it was electric in there, man. It was electric, man. My guys was all pumped up before the game. I saw a lot of guys in all black, all my starters, Kamara, Mark Ingram. I didn't see Jameis. He wasn't on the sideline. Michael Thomas wasn't on the sideline. But Honey Badger, he was on the sideline. Juice. Like I said, Ingram. Juice. You know, it was a lot of guys that didn't play. So, and we knew that, you know. But the guys that did play, Andy Dalton, I got to give him a big shout out, man. 5 for 5 on that first drive, drove us all the way down. Didn't make any mistakes. Had a nice run, accurate throws. You know, I take my hat off to him, but I was kind of upset when they took him out after one series. Now, everybody been saying, okay, well, you know, that's all they needed to see. We wanted to see a shitload of Ian Book, and we did.
But you trying to get me amped up because I'm ready to go in on him.
Oh my God! But you know, and that kind of made me look curious. I'm like, okay, usually the starter plays like a series, or he don't play at all. You know, Andy Dalton's our backup. Jameis is okay. He's just out precautionary and everything. And, you know, a lot of guys was getting into it with me, talking about, yeah, man, that's all we need to see. And this and that. And, you know, give the defense time to, hey, go get your iPads. Let's see how he does on the second series. Let's see how he does on the third series. Okay, he cut the Texas defense off guard, maybe, you know, but he went right down the field. Okay, hey, we got to go to the sideline defense. Let's look and see what Andy did. Let's see if Andy could do it again. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking for a little more Andy. You know, hopefully this week we'll see a little more Andy, and we'll see some Jameis too. But Ian Book, I wasn't too happy with Ian. You know, I'm thinking the guy's 6 feet tall. You overthrowing guys 6'3", 6'4", standing still. You know, they're not moving, they're not running across the middle, they're not going deep, and I was really that really concerned me. You know, and going another thing that really pisses me off with Ian Book. When he scrambles, okay, instead of throwing the ball away, he'll take the sack or either run out of bounds. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. You from Notre Dame, man. Come on. You know, I mean, we should. I mean, come on, that shouldn't even happen. He should know to throw that ball away.
And listen, my take on him is that, you know, before we jump into him, just going back to the positives real quick, like with Andy Dalton, it was refreshing to see him out there, because as we all know, last year we had Trevor Siemian. You know, we had guys that we were like, man, come on, you know, Trevor Siemian. We had Taysom Hill out there, so it's like to see Andy Dalton out there and him doing really well. It was a breath of fresh air, because we know that if something ever happens to Jameis Winston, at least we'll have a formidable quarterback back there who's building this rapport up with Michael Thomas and with the receivers and things like that. So I really, really think that the Saints, you know, a lot of people say this offseason, you know, Tyrann Mathieu was the big signing or Jarvis Landry was the big signing. But, man, Andy Dalton was an underrated signing, man, this past offseason, because the Saints knew that last year they had to go through, 4 quarterbacks? And now we got a guy that could really come in, step in. He has experience. He played with the Bengals. He was with Dallas, you know, so he has a lot of experience. So, again, like Sol said, you know, going 5 for 5 on the first drive, 51 yards. He throws the touchdown pass to Dwayne Washington. And, you know, Dwayne Washington had a real good game. He was running really hard. But let's also give a shout out to Andres Pete, and let's give a shout out to Eric McCoy on that play, because McCoy blew that D line, those guys that was coming up. He blew them up to spring Washington for that touchdown. So big shout out to them. But I just feel as though, man, it's very refreshing to have a guy in a backup quarterback like Andy Dalton, who, again, if something ever happens, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about it, Nate. You touched on it. If you bring a veteran in that you know you can rely on, don't get me wrong. Nobody's saying that Andy Dalton's this great quarterback, but he is a reliable quarterback that you can depend on in case of emergency, and that's what he is. He's an emergency quarterback, and that's all we want him to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it, you know. So, and then, you know, so you brought up real quick. So you brought up Ian Book. You know, I tweeted this on the game night. I don't know if you've seen it, so because you was at the game, but I was like, man, it's time to read another book because this book is horrible. You know, it's kind of like you get 15 minutes into a Netflix movie and you're like, man, this movie is whack, man. I'm about to find something else. I think that's the same thing the Saints need to do. They need
I remember you, man. I remember you.
The thing I see with Ian Book, Nader, is, and so he can't process the play fast enough or read a defense quick enough. It's like it's so fast for him. He can't catch up to it, and it's unbelievable. He looks lost back there. He really does.
He does. And I think that, you know, when you look at his progressions, it looks like as soon as something collapses, like if something is if his first read is not there, it's like, all right, take off and run with the ball. And so, you know, that's not the case. That's not what you're supposed to do. And a lot of people say, he hasn't. I'm just looking at it from when Sean Payton drafted him to now, right? He hasn't progressed. It doesn't seem like he's gotten better. And I mean, when you look at it, look at everybody that came in. Like when we had Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy came in, he progressed. He got better, right? He had the opportunity when Breeze got hurt. He got better as a quarterback. Last year, you know, you even had Trevor Siemian coming in. Yeah, he had his moments, don't get me wrong, but it seemed like he was progressing just a little bit. With Ian Book, he got time to play. I think he played that Dolphins game. Did he start that Dolphins game, right, last year? He started that Dolphins game, and he didn't do a damn thing in that game. He didn't do nothing. It looked like
he was horrible.
And the thing is, they threw him to the fire, you know, because, I mean, think about it. If you're a fourth-string quarterback, you're not really expecting to play. Let's just be honest. You there, you collecting a check, you on the bench. Yeah, you could be on the sideline looking at the iPad and things like that. But he wasn't really expecting to start. He started, and don't get me wrong, that game there were so many people out, so it wasn't all his fault. But at the same time, just looking at it from that game, and then you had the off season, and then you had training, you had the OTAs, you had training camp, and now you're in the preseason, and you're still not there, something got to give, man. And I don't think that the Saints are going to keep him on the roster. I think worst case scenario, if they need another quarterback, a third string quarterback, they're going to go with Taysom Hill before him.
Yep. I agree with you on that. Yep.
Yeah. So let me say, he wasn't, it wasn't just all negatives. The newly acquired Chase Hansen, he was my MVP. He had five solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss, interception. The guy played out of his mind. You know what I'm saying? They got this guy off the street. You know what I'm saying? This guy come in and ball like he been playing. That's crazy. Yep. So if he don't make this team, I'm gonna be shocked. You know what I'm saying? He might be starting on side of DeMario come week 1.
Well, he should be if Werner isn't back. And you're right. And I think he does make the team because we're thin at linebacker right now. We're very thin at linebacker. And just seeing him play on Saturday was very encouraging. I guess he got kind of nicked up in the game. He went to the tent and then came right out of the tent, went back on the field, and then had an interception. So again, big shout out to Chase Hansen. These are people that are really trying to make the team, man. And when you want to make the team, when you have 5 solo tackles, an interception, 2 tackles for loss, I mean, think about it. The first play of the game,
they starting running back, Mac, was stuffed.
He blew him up. He blew him up in the backfield. And people's like, damn, who the hell is that? So, again, man, big shout out to him. And I feel as though he will make the team, especially since we are thin at the linebacker.
Big shout out to one Texan player, and that's Stingley Jr. He was out there. I didn't hear his name called too much. I don't know if he made a play or plays, but I wish the best for him because he's an LSU guy.
Yeah, yes.
But we talk about highs, we talk about lows. I was on Twitter the other day on Sunday, and I'm just scrolling. They always give players in the preseason a PFF grade. And, a lot of people believe in the PFF grade. They really take it to heart and really dissect it. So they posted the grade, and obviously Trevor Penning is a rookie. It was his first game in the NFL, and he had a 90.9 rating. Now, mind you, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, how the hell did he have a 90.90 rating when he was kind of getting his ass whipped on the line? Exactly. Well, with the PFF grade, obviously they factor in his run blocking ability and how he plays against the run. Well, he played very solid against the run. In pass protection, he did not play very solid. And so we have to point out he did have some good. He did have a lot of bad. Don't get me wrong. He had a lot of bad. But I will say this to the fan base, because the fan base was going crazy on Twitter, social media. I will say this. The same thing happened with Teron Armstead. When Teron Armstead got to the Saints, the first game that he played, they threw him into the Wolves. It was against, I think, Tampa Bay. They played him against Tampa Bay. He got his ass beat. The next game,
I remember that game.
The next game they played Carolina. In Carolina, he was mauling everybody on the field. So again, don't take too much into it and say, "Oh man, he's a bust. He's this. We spent the first round pick on whatever." It's like, come on, man. Like, it's only one preseason game, but the guy is aggressive. And I feel as though one thing that I didn't like, and I felt like I don't know, I just was upset and disappointed, was that same energy that he was having in practices, he didn't really have that same energy on the field. And I didn't like that correlation.
Right. Yeah, you sitting there fighting your guys, on your team, but I didn't see that nastiness or that, out there. Maybe they told him something, after that.
I think they did.
I think they told him, and say, look, we don't need you to hurt the team. So you need to tone it down. You need to chill out. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, some people I
do. I think them guys should be able to fight every now and then. I think it's a good thing. They get rushing out. I mean, come on.
It's built up. You got a lot of build up.
Find who's going to go with you and who's not. I agree to that.
Yeah, but based on his play though, I think that James Hurst is obviously going to start week 1. And it's not bad. It's not bad having him as a backup, learning. getting better, progressing. Because again, if something ever happens to those guys on the O-line, you got a guy who's going to be learning, who's going to be studying, he's going to be getting better. You'll bring him in. He's not a slouch. He's not like a 6th-round pick or undrafted free agent. The guy, is very aggressive. He's a guy who can play very well. But again, there's a transition from college to the NFL, and you got to give that guy some time to adapt. So that's all.
Also, too, Souls guy who said he was going to do good, Troutman this year has been looking good.
Yep. Yeah, he has. He's been very.
Troutman's been catching everything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's been really good, man. So yeah, he's been really good.
So called that one. He did call that one.
Also too today, man, Jawan Johnson looked pretty good in against the Packers. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
I'm curious to see with them 3 guys, Taysom, they put in the tight end, Jawan Johnson and Troutman. I'm curious to see how they're going to line that formation up.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be different for sure. I mean, if you go to a 2 tight end set, who do you put out there? Who do you put? Do you put Jawan and Taysom Hill? Or do you put Nick Vannett or whoever? I don't know. And then don't get me wrong. This isn't a situation where we got like Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez or anything like that. But I mean, you got guys that.
But each guy brings a different mentality to that tight end position.
For sure. And each one brings a different skill set. Taysom
absolutely. Yes.
Taysom Hill is way faster than both of those guys. Jawan Johnson is taller than those guys. Adam Troutman is a guy who, he's what, 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
But,
I think he's the better blocker.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Landon Young got his ass beat too. Number 95 sack. I think he got 2 sacks from that same defensive end position that Cam Jordan plays. He got beat twice. Remember, Landon was filling in at the right tackle, and your boy Penning was at the left tackle. But let me say one more thing about Andy Dalton. I know that Andy Dalton was the one that was going to give my boy some work, the new guy. I'm talking about Olave. Olave had 1 catch for 4 yards. And I knew that Ian Book in there, they're not going to get no work. Because as you can see, he was throwing the ball too high. He was throwing the ball off the mark. So that's why I wanted my other guys to get work too. And you got to have somebody in there that's going to put the ball where it needs to be. And, that's why I wanted to see Andy a little longer.
Right.
And everybody, we don't want to get him hurt and this and that. But, we need to get our other guys work too. You know what I'm saying? So, and I
would agree with that. Yeah.
But you're and I agree with you. But yeah, I mean, they should have at least had another drive. I think that they should have
at least 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, another drive just to get Olave some catches. Just get him sprinkled in. But also too, I guess they kind of got nervous. Looking at what happened before before they played, because the Falcons played earlier in the week. Drake London got hurt on the first play of the game. So, you got to take in consideration all of that. So maybe this week they'll play more, ramping them up. And I don't know. I think because usually when you look at the preseason games, it's always the 3rd game that, the team always ramps up the starters. Well, now there's only 3 games. So now is the 2nd game going to be the ramp up of the starters? So I don't know. I think this Green Bay game might be to where they might ramp up the starters a little bit more. You might get what you want.
I think Jameis is playing too. I think Jameis is playing this game.
I don't know. I don't know if he is or not. But I mean,
he was at practice today.
Well, he didn't practice. He was just on the sideline.
Yeah.
He was just
answering Barry's question. Kurt Murray has been having a great camp, and he's been. The coach has been really looking at this guy. He's been in his eyesight. So. But there's a lot of receivers, man.
Dejon Dixon.
Dejon Dixon had 3-4 catches against the Texans. Nice. It's gonna be hard to cut these guys, man.
Well,
we have a serious wide receiver room.
Well, you also got to understand that some of them gonna go into the practice squad too.
Right.
The thing about it is, Nate, I understand that Jameis is nursing this ankle, but he's got to get some reps in there with real time.
Trick One had a big 3rd down catch.
He dropped it.
Yeah, he had a big 3rd down catch. But like I said, Traquan's got to be consistent. You know, one catch ain't gonna do it.
Well,
So,
and he dropped that touchdown pass. Everybody was going crazy.
Right. The guy got it. I looked at it. I went back and looked at it. It wasn't him. The guy did get his hand in there. So I'm gonna give Traquan a pass. You know, he got that.
You don't kind of think we know who the 6 receivers are going to be on his team?
Yeah, I think I have an idea.
For the most part, I mean, you got Mike Thomas.
We know who the top
I think we would agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Thomas, Olave, Jarvis, Deontay Hardy. You got Traquan Smith, and who's going to be the 6th one?
I think Traquan is gone. I think it's going to be
no. So they just signed him. They just signed him to a deal.
That's my opinion, man. I think Traquan. I don't know. I mean,
He should. Some people think he should be. I mean, I get it. He's a receiver. Some people say he's the best blocking receiver we got.
Yeah. And then you got Kirk Merritt, Dejon Dixon, all them guys can be on the practice squad. You know.
And the Saints released Aesop Winston too.
Yeah. Oh, Aesop. Sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, they released Aesop Winston.
We got too many.
I know, man. But see,
that's why they gave him a lot of work at kickoff, at punt return. To just
you don't think Callaway's making the team?
We got Callaway.
You don't think Callaway's making the team?
Yeah, we forgot Callaway. That's the 6th one right there. Yeah, we forgot Callaway.
Callaway might be Callaway might be a force receiver.
I said Callaway.
But this is the thing. You go from having one of the worst wide receiver groups last year to now having one of the best wide receiver groups.
To having three new receivers starting this year. 3.
Man, you go from having guys that was 1, 2, and 3 last year to falling 4, 5, and 6.
No, Nader, let's say it right. Those guys go back to where they're comfortable at as being backups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's what it is. No slight to them, but that's the reality of it. We play
all see what Hakeem
said,
huh? Hakeem said, I think we need to make a nice little package and send that to Atlanta and go get my boy Jones, man. Let him get on the winning squad because that boy beats. So
let me tell you something. So you know me, and I said no offense to you or Nader. I never ever root for any former Falcon to be on my Saints team. I don't care who they are. Never do. Mike Haynes, I couldn't stand him.
So you breaking the G code. That's what Richie Rich telling you, bro.
Not me.
G code, bro.
Deion Jones can stay his butt in Atlanta.
Now, I will say this though. If they were to get him, that would be a nice linebacker tandem. Him and Mario with Pete Werner.
I mean, I'm also a realist. The guy's a phenomenal linebacker.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, he's a beast.
No doubt, he's a beast.
But Atlanta not gonna send him to the Saints, man.
They're not gonna send him. You know, it's just me talking because they don't want to face Deion Jones. They don't want to face this dude. All they play knows everything about Atlanta.
I tell you, it's sad that he's got to be on that rebuilding team like that. Such a good talent, man. I'll tell you that.
Well, you want the Falcons. I mean, what do you expect? It's the Falcons, man. So what you expect? But I will say this though. Let's jump into this real quick because this was very encouraging. Because listen, we know, when Drew Brees was here, I feel as though the Saints were trying to build this defensive team to get them ready for when Drew Brees retired, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel as though the Saints obviously did that because if you look at the identity of this team, it's more of a defensive team. And so they go out, they add Marcus May, they add Tyrann Mathieu, right? They get Kadavius Street, they get Taco Charlton, they add some pieces. Now you got a defense that is going to be top-notch even more, right? So with that being said, seeing them at OTAs, you've been seeing the videos at training camp, right? You always want to see how does that transition into a game. And with that transitioning into the game this past week, I mean, let's give the defense credit, man. They played very well. They really held the Texans down for the first 3 quarters, let's be honest. And, we've been talking highly of him. We've been seeing videos of him in training camp. Paulson Adebo played lights out when he was on the field. That's transitioning over. And let me tell you something. when you got a number 1 and a number 2 corner who are not only very good, but they got their confidence. Their confidence is really up. And that playing cornerback, you got to have your confidence up. And those two guys being able to shut down the two main receivers for opposing teams is just going to do so much for that defensive line. And Cam Jordan and Davenport and Turner and Anyamata, they're going to be getting so many sacks. Like even today, right? Even today at the practices in Green Bay, I mean, Cam Jordan had like 2 sacks. Malcolm Roach was going crazy.
The defense played well.
They was going nuts.
That defense is lights out, man. I'm telling you.
Pete Werner, just attendance. Pete Werner was back. Nick Burnett, Jameis Winston was out there, but he didn't.
Why is it that nobody? Why is it that Pete Werner gets so much slack, man? He gets so much slack from. I don't understand it.
Well, I mean, the whole Pete Werner thing is like, I don't know. People weren't very high on picking him when he got picked, and that's always with the draft. The Saints get to their pick and people are like, oh, draft this guy. Oh, draft this guy. Come on, please draft this guy. And then the Saints go a whole different direction. They draft the guy you have no clue who the hell he is. And then people start to take that in effect and they like, man, we just drafted this dude, blah, blah, blah. Who the hell is this? And the negativity comes with that, So I feel as though the negativity has transitioned into him, and don't get me wrong, he played very well last year when he got put in.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you, Nate. He played very well when given the opportunity.
He played very well. And especially with the circumstances last year,
You know what I like about him, Nate? I don't know if you pay attention to it because I pay attention to certain plays. Mm-hmm. You know what I like about Pete Werner? He's not the fastest. He's not the most athletic, but he's smart. He's always around the play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and that's what you need. You got a guy like DeMario who's next to him who can get to the runner, can get to the flat. He can do things like that. You got a guy, like you said, he's very smart. And a lot of people don't really take that into account. They look at just the name and they don't really look at the play. So again, when you look at the play, there's a reason why the Saints want him as a starter next to DeMario Davis.
And we have to trust Dennis Allen's opinion on it. I mean, we got to trust him.
He's the defensive coordinator, so he's gonna know better than any of us that he should be a starter or not a starter. So
Let
me say this, fellas. Some more notes from that joint practice. Andy Dalton, he had a rough day, and we have to remember, you playing against the Texans. Okay, the Texans are the Texans. They are who they are. Okay, so then you move up in caliber to a better defense, playing against the Green Bay Packers. And Andy Dalton didn't have a good day today. Mm-hmm. And Devondre Campbell, he was quoted leaving the field. That's their All-Pro linebacker. He said, "Them boys should have stayed in the hotel watching movies." That's what he said. Leaving, he didn't say it to nobody in particular, but we knew he was talking about the Saints' offense.
They was talking a lot of shit today. I was seeing the tweets and stuff, and some dude was like, Jair Alexander was talking shit to Mike Thomas, and just everybody was going back and forth. And I think that, and actually the coach of the Packers came out and was like, we're just doing walkthroughs and just going over plays and stuff for the first practice because the tension is high out here and things like that. I mean, you got to understand. You got guys like Jair Alexander on the Packers, right? He thinks that he's a top 5 cornerback. You got a guy like Lattimore who is a top 5 cornerback. So you got two guys going obviously head to head on that, right? And you got, obviously they don't have Devontae Adams anymore, but you got Mike Thomas trying to prove himself again, right? He's going up against a number 1 cornerback in Jair Alexander. So there's going to be tension all over the field. There's going to be tension. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Cam trying to sack Aaron Rodgers. You got the defense trying to get to Aaron Rodgers. And don't get me wrong. So Aaron Rodgers didn't have a really good day either. He went 12 for 25 in passing. And like I said, the defensive line was
Our defense, Honey Badger said, "Hey, we won." They quoted him saying, "I think we."
I mean, both defense could have said the offense should have stayed.
And let's be honest. Last year we played them week 1. So we talk shit after that week 1 matchup, especially playing. The hurricane was happening. all of that relocation.
Listen, I think Alexander's a solid cornerback in Green Bay. Don't get me wrong. I think he's top 5. I ain't gonna lie. I like the kid, but he ain't no Lattimore. Trust me on that.
No, he ain't. No, definitely not. No, definitely not.
People, and I'm not just saying this because everybody knows Lattimore is my favorite player. He is, but I'm not just saying this because I'm a Lattimore fan. I really am. Lattimore, people don't really realize how good Lattimore is.
No,
the guy does not get burnt. He don't.
Listen, when you go from having Corey White to Brandon Browner to Eason David to all of those guys, and now you get a guy like Marshawn Lattimore on one side, not just on one side, but you look at the other side and you got a guy like Paulson Adebo, who, let's be honest, last year that was the biggest question mark going into the season. Who was going to play the number 2 cornerback position? Was he going to do good? He's a rookie. We don't know what we're getting. The guy balled out. We had Ryan Nielsen on the show, remember so? And I asked him, I said, what's your thoughts on Paulson Adebo? He said, man, this guy comes in every day trying to get better.
Yep.
He loves to work. He loves to grind, and he's going to be something special this year. And that was before training camp started. So now you got a guy like Paulson Adebo in training camp, balling. Yep. You got him on the field, first preseason game, playing a drive or two, doing his thing. So I'm telling you, man, it's just refreshing to go from having shitty ass cornerbacks for that long ass stretch to now having guys who can really hold it down. I'm excited.
I'm high on Paulson Adebo. I agree with you on that, man. I think this kid's gonna be really good.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
They said Aaron Rodgers, he tried to test the Saints secondary deep on numerous occasions, but he only hit one time. They got them tall receivers, 6'5" Lazard. He had a catch over Chauncey Gardner.
Yeah,
but Chauncey ripped the ball out.
Listen,
they called it a catch.
I'm gonna say this much right now. I know y'all big Chauncey Gardner fans. I like Chauncey Gardner. Chauncey Gardner is not that good at pass coverage. I don't care what nobody says. I'm sorry, he's not.
Man, I'm gonna leave that one to Soul.
I'm calling like I see it. He's not that good at pass coverage.
All I'm gonna say, hey, I love his fire. I love his enthusiasm. I love the way he pumps up the team. And at times, he's not the best, in pass coverage because, like I say, I had one of the biggest plays on Twitter where the rookie, had a one hand over him. So, everybody can get beat.
Listen, I honestly said, and I think I told you this last year. So I really think they should have moved Chauncey Gardner to linebacker. I really do.
He's not big enough, though.
No, he's not big enough. He's not big enough. He's not.
They've converted, but they have converted safeties to linebacker in the past before.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely happened before.
A little bigger though,
Yeah. He's not that. But I mean, like Sol said, with him, I feel as though he's the blood pumping into the defense, in the veins of the defense. The guy has a bunch of swag. He brings a lot of energy. On defense, y'all know you need a lot of energy. You need that energy. That gets you ramped up, that gets you amped up. And listen, every cornerback, any safety, because he could play both, but they're gonna get beat. They're gonna get beat here and there. The thing is for you to not get beat all the time. You're gonna get caught. You're gonna get a pass called on you. You're gonna get called for a pass interference. It's just inevitable. But the thing is, you can't keep doing it. Just like with Brandon Browner. Brandon Browner kept holding flags all over the place. People was tripping. Like, man, this dude
so true.
Everything. Like, God damn.
Look, just like that guy over there in Dallas. You know what I'm talking about? He gives up the most catches, but then he has the most interceptions.
Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn, you holding everything. So listen, we got to take the good with the bad. The bad doesn't outweigh the good at all with talking about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson because he's just a beast in all aspects of it. He is top 3, slot corner
Diggs.
in the game.
Not Diggs, Diggs.
Diggs, that's what I said, Diggs.
I was talking to T. The teacher said Tiggs.
Oh.
No, it's actually.
But yeah, man. So, but just bringing him and having him with Tyron and May and all of these guys, it just brings another level to the defense. So he's a playmaker for sure. speaking of Chauncey, he's a playmaker, man. So big shout out to him.
Oh, he is. He definitely is.
Playmaker, man. He's a big.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, Chauncey done gave up some big plays, and he done made some big plays. So
Right.
you know,
Yes, absolutely. I'm not taking nothing away from the man.
I think back when he was a rookie. When he was a rookie, and you remember Kerry Kittle? You remember that play across the middle? And
you talking about George Kittle, where he hung
George
up on?
Kittle, yeah, not Kerry Kittle.
He was right.
I just think that Chauncey likes
and our damn safety face mask, the guy got 15 more yards. But that was a big play.
I like it when Chauncey roams around the field and stuff. I really do. I mean, he's so good, like you said. He's just so talented, man.
Yep.
You're very right, Barry.
Yep.
Right about that, brother. Gotta have a short memory.
Got to get on to the next play, like Barry just said. Yep, that is absolutely correct, man. And speaking of that, getting on to the next play, right? Well, we had a guy that I kind of been rooting for a lot on this show. I've been like, man, I hope he makes the team. I hope he balls out, man. He's gonna get his opportunity in the preseason. I'm talking about Abram Smith, and he got off to a good start. He was running hard. He's doing his thing, and then bloop, fumbled on the goal line.
And Dennis Allen got in him because he said, hey, we can't put the ball on the ground inside the 5-yard line. We cannot do it.
That's a no there.
Yeah, if they would have scored there, they probably would have won the game. They would have went up 10.
Yeah.
They would have went up 10 points and won the game. So, but you got him, fighting for a roster spot. Again, you had Dwayne Washington. He had a good solid game. You had Tony Jones Jr. had a good solid game. Devin Ezigbo, he had a good solid game. So you trying to make the roster and you fumbling on a goal line. That ain't
He said he messed up on his name.
But I won't count him out just yet because again, things happen, things change, players get hurt, So don't count out Abram Smith just yet. But man, he pissed me off when he fumbled on the goal line. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I bet he did. I mean,
yeah, I was mad, man. I was really mad. But yeah, man. So I mean, that's pretty much the preseason. But I will say this: few things. I did like having Will Lutz back out there. That was.
Oh, I'm glad you said it, Nader. I was so happy to see him.
Me too. Man.
Straight down the pipe.
It was last year was like being single and dating. They keep dating a bunch of chicks trying to find the right one. That's how.
How does it go? You don't realize how good you have it until it's gone.
That is correct.
And your boy was gone the next day. Romo, our backup kicker. After Lutz showed it what he had in action, they gave the pink slip to Romo.
Y'all realize we barely missed the playoffs. And if we would have Lutz some of them games that we missed field goals, we probably would have won those games.
That's why I said this. I said that I feel as though Lutz adds another 2 to 3 games on the winning on the
absolutely. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
all right, Barry.
You got to think, man. He kicked some 50-yarders, and we needed some field goals like that last year. I mean, we was missing field goals from 30 yards out. So just having him and putting more points on the board, I think that adds another 2 to 3 games in the win column for sure. Now, one dude I gotta shout out, because a lot of people don't give him a lot of shout out because of the position he plays, but we got to give the punter a shout out, man. Blake Gillikin, he was doing this thing. He averaged 50.2 yards per punt. The guy's in rare season form, and big shout out to him because, I mean, we went from Thomas Morstead not knowing what we were going to get, and obviously the Saints let Thomas Morstead go for a reason because they had a guy like Blake Gillikin waiting in the wings, and he's definitely proven himself since Morstead has been gone, man. So big shout out to him. And a lot of people don't talk about the punting game, but that is huge, man. When you try
the 52
man, I tell you what, Nader, when I went out there to practice, when he punted that ball, oh man, you heard it. I'm like, boom. I'm like, okay.
Yep. Yeah, man. So listen, I'm excited for him. I'm excited for Will Lutz. And it's a lot of people don't really talk about the 3 phases of the game. We always talk about offense, defense, right? But man, special teams is critical, man. Special teams is very critical. You know, you got put the punt returner all the way to the punter, to the field goal kicker, to the placeholder. So like that's very important. So, you know, we got to show love to them on the show at least. You know, not a lot of people show love to them, but we'll show them love on Sports Overtime.
Yeah. You got to remember years ago, man, the most loved Saints player used to be Martin Anderson, the kicker.
Yep. That's because we were shitty. we was poor at that time.
Yeah.
So I mean, but hey, and you're right, but you know, but we got to show love. So shout out to Blake Gillikin. Now, I want to talk about this because I thought this was funny. I know y'all seen it. Alvin Kamara rolled up to practice today on a bike, just like how they do in Green Bay, where they roll up to the practices on a bike. He said that Aaron Jones, he wanted to be like Aaron Jones. He wanted to do what he always sees Aaron Jones does it. So he wanted to do it and knock it off his bucket list. So he definitely knocked that off his bucket list today. But talking about Kamara, Dennis Allen said today that Alvin Kamara has looked the best he's ever looked since he's been with the Saints. That's a huge statement coming from the coach.
Man,
now, I'm gonna ask y'all this because I know y'all Saints fans and I know y'all play fantasy football. Would you take Kamara in the first round?
Yeah, I would.
No.
I would.
All right. I had to ask that question. I had to ask.
I would take him coming around the turn.
Well, he's not going to be there coming around the turn. Trust me, he's never there coming around the turn. People always.
Tell you what, Nate, I don't know if you know this. I am drafting with Soul officially. You know that, right? So I'm glad. That's good to know. Hey, that's good to know that Soul's players will take Alvin Kamara in the first round. That's good news for me. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah, he gonna beat that ass too.
Now,
like I said, hey, I think very highly. I think Alvin Kamara is underrated. I really do, bro. You look at the top 100. This dude, you telling me they got 50 players? You telling me they got 50 players that's better than Alvin Kamara in the NFL?
Hell no.
No, I don't say that. I don't think that. I think
they got him at 50. What they got him at 51 there?
51, yeah. And
I think Alvin Kamara is a top 5 running back in fantasy all in real life. Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, I mean, he's been consistent every year, not just in real life, but in fantasy. He's been consistent. Right. You know, he's been top 5 running back, like you said.
When he had that 6 touchdown game.
Listen, that guy had
he won a lot of championships with people that year.
You know, I looked this up. If you would have took a bet on FanDuel or any of that, right? And projected him to catch 81 passes in his first 3 years, 81, not 82. If you would have projected him if you would have placed $100 bet for him to catch 81 catches in each of his 3 first years, bruh, you would have won like $275,000. The guy has 81 catches every single year. When you look at his end of the year numbers, 81. It's not 82 or 80. It's 81. The
average is that.
Yes. So that's his average. So the guy not only catches the ball out the backfield, he knows how to run. He had a 6 touchdown game against the Vikings on Christmas. He brings so much. His balance is just crazy. His balance is just nuts. You see the workouts in the off season. He's balancing on things, catching balls, tennis balls, doing different things for his legs. When you look at his stature, when you see him in person, the dude's built. He's solid, man. He's a solid dude. So go ahead, Richie Rich.
So Nate, just to bring up, Brian just made a comment and said that if you still think that CMC's the better than Alvin Kamara, we crazy as hell. I did not say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
I will say this. Just like y'all, I pay attention to all the rankings.
Mm-hmm.
CMC has moved up the rankings high again. I didn't think he would. Right. I'm not drafting CMC, but he has moved up to the rankings very high.
Please let me answer Brian.
Go ahead.
Brian, he said AK frustrates he do a lot of dancing. He don't really dance. What AK does, he has good vision. So what he does a little move. He tries to find that hole. Once he finds that hole, he's in that hole. The person who used to do a lot of dances was my boy Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush used to love to dance, try to fake people out and stuff like that. Spin move. Alvin don't do that. You know.
He would flip. He flipped in the end zone against the Bears.
Cut, yeah, Alvin's one cut, one move, boom, he gonna hit that hole, man.
Well, look, one of the greatest running backs of all time danced more than anybody. Barry Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had to. He ain't no damn line.
He had nobody.
He had.
So listen,
I know about Barry
everybody.
Sanders.
Nobody. We are not comparing Alvin Kamara. This is not a running back comparison.
No,
it's not.
But if people were to ask that question, right, in real life, obviously availability is the best.
Absolutely, and that's my exact words, Native.
He's available. He's been available. He's been there. He's been playing. CMC hasn't.
You're right, B.
You know,
look, Native, we did. You said availability. We did it this morning. We did a segment on a fantasy conference on availability. And believe it or not, last year they said 80% of the teams didn't have the top players in fantasy on their team that won the Super Bowl. You know that?
Wow.
Cooper Kupp wasn't in most of the people's team. Who won your league last year, Soul? You, right?
No, I won.
All right. You won?
He won the big league. He won the big league.
Did you have Cooper Kupp?
No.
I won one also.
Did you have Jonathan Taylor?
No.
So you didn't even have the top guys on your team. You know why you probably won? Because you had consistency on your team.
Yep. That's what you got to have. And so
thank you. That's how you win fantasy football.
My bad, Brian. My bad.
No, and for sure you're right. And availability and consistency is key. When you look at let's just talk about fantasy real quick, right? When you look at fantasy right now, you got guys like Jonathan Taylor going first, right?
Yep.
Me personally, I'm gonna be honest, and me and Soul, I'm in a league with Soul, so I don't mind saying this because it's whatever. I'm gonna win the league anyway. But but Jonathan, I had to throw that little shout out. But Jonathan Taylor, to me, I don't like everybody on ESPN and people that project him. Oh, he's the one of one. He's the one of one. He's the one of one. For me, when I look at my research, I look and I say, okay, CMC was the one of one a couple years ago. He wasn't the one of one on the last year. Dalvin Cook was one of one in previous years. He wasn't the one of one the next year. So, and you got Jonathan Taylor on the Colts. Yes, I do think that he's going to, have a lot of carries. Don't get me wrong. But I don't see him being a one-on-one this year. I see a guy like, maybe a Najee Harris who's in a Pittsburgh Steelers offense where they're going to have to run the ball a lot. He's going to have to catch a lot of passes out in the flat or in the backfield, right? So you got Najee. You got guys like Dalvin Cook. He's been injured. There's question marks about him. He has a right hand injury or something. So like you got Jonathan Taylor, you got CMC, you got Dalvin Cook, you got guys like Austin Eckler. A lot of people talk shit about Austin Eckler. They say, oh, he's small. He's I don't know how long he's gonna last. He's this, he's that. Guess what? Austin Eckler was on my team last year when I won the championship. So, you can't sit there and say, oh, he's small. He's not. You got to look at offenses. You got to look at availability. You got to look at how teams are using their running backs. If you got a guy like Derrick Henry, who Derrick Henry is just going to be that run up run straight forward and go uphill and not catch that many passes, then do you think to yourself, oh, if CMC falls to me at 8 or 9 and Derrick Henry's there, who do I take? They both were hurt last year, right? Derrick Henry got hurt and still was leading for like 7 weeks in fantasy points because he's a beast. You got CMC, who we know that when he's healthy, you know what he brings to the table. He's a guy who could put up 26, 30 fantasy points in a heartbeat. So if you're in that position, who do you go with? And that's, again, you don't know because it's a gamble. Fantasy football is a gamble. So I don't know.
Nate, I've never drafted. Never have I drafted Derrick Henry. Not once.
Exactly.
Look, your boy Hakeem
said he said
AK-41 been hurt the last 2 seasons. But I look at this. I mean, in 21, he had 898 yards rushing, 439 yards receiving.
So you giving
20,
so
he had 932 yards rushing and what 756 yards receiving. So I mean,
but
go ahead.
the thing about it is and this is the reality of it. Alvin Kamara has been wildly inconsistent in fantasy football, and that's the reality of it.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
so he has big games, and then he has the middle road games. You can go look at it.
One thing about Alvin Kamara, and that's what I like about him, is that really he is consistent. I mean, to me, he is consistent because even when the guy's hurt, he might have little knick-knack injuries.
So he went 3 games last year where he went 3 games last year where he scored 12 points in my league. 12.
I'm looking at his stats right here, man, and he still made the Pro Bowl. So
you're talking about real life stats. I'm talking about fantasy stats.
You're talking about fantasy. So
I'm talking about real life.
Yeah. Real life.
No, we're talking about fantasy football. I'm saying in fantasy football, Alvin Kamara has been wildly inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean
he has.
And probably because the little knick-knack injuries he's had, but I think he's going to have a good year this year.
I think so too, but also too, the question has to be thrown out there, right? This question has to be thrown out there. Last year, he had the inconsistencies. I'm talking about fantasy purposes.
What's up, Junior?
He had the inconsistencies, right? And you had guys like Deontay Harris, Callaway, and Traquan Smith as your top 3 receivers. Now you got Mike Thomas coming back, Chris Olave, Jarvis Landry. How much of the target shares is that gonna get for Kamara? And he might get a lot of running, yards on the field running because they're gonna open up the offense, right? But again, do you take him in the first round with knowing all of that? That I don't know. I've been seeing him go in the second round, and I'm saying that because these are people that aren't Saints fans that are taking him in the second round. You got to understand, when you drafting with Saints fans in a league, he's not gonna be there. He's not gonna be there. He's not gonna be there at all. I mean, you might.
I don't draft my team based on the New Orleans Saints. I'm sorry, I don't.
Well, who does? I mean, we're a little biased.
Like Nate agree with me. A lot of people do.
Yeah. If you're a real Saints fan, I've had teams where I didn't have one Saints player.
Neither.
I just gotta unfocus myself of being a Saints fan. When I'm playing fantasy football.
I tell you a rule, and it's no secret to me. And I know I shouldn't think like this, but I would never draft an Atlanta Falcon ever, never.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I picked up Cordell Patterson off the waiver wire last year, and he did really good for me. So
exactly.
So you gotta.
I'm not saying nothing wrong with that rate.
You sound like? You sound like my previous host on Tell It Like It Is. You know what I'm talking about? He wouldn't mess with no Alabama.
You don't understand. I'm not saying it makes me a better Saints fan or nothing like that. But people need to understand the absolute, and when I say it very strongly, and I'm very serious. The hate, and I mean pure hate, I have for Atlanta.
We hate them too, bro.
No. So you don't hate them like I hold them. You don't hate them like I hate them.
I'll tell you that. But I mean, you're trying to win money, bro. You trying to win money.
Right. You trying to win money.
Okay. If that's how much I hate him. I'll lose a couple hundred.
Listen,
that's how much I hate him.
If you're in the 5th round, let's say for an example.
I was just about to do this, David.
Yeah, let's say you're in the 5th round and you got Kyle Pitts sitting right there and you need a tight end. I don't give a shit what team he played for. I'm going to get him.
All right, Richard, you in the 4th round. Everybody done pick quarterbacks. Tom Brady happens to play for the Atlanta Falcons. Dude, you got him left, and you got
Trevor Lawrence and people like that. I'm taking Tom Brady. I don't care.
Taking Tom Brady with the Atlanta Falcons.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing that's fun and exciting about fantasy. Because like the teams you hate, trust me, we hate them.
We try to avoid them because
I won't. I won't. I'm sorry, I won't.
Man, I'm trying to win that money, bro.
And I don't. And there's plenty of players I can avoid not drafting them. I mean, I can.
But I want to go back to Steve's question on the chat. He asked, how late or what round should Mike Thomas go in this year?
I got Mike Thomas going anywhere from 6 to 7. That's just me.
6 to 7 round. Wow.
Yeah.
So gonna take him if he in the 6 or 7. I already know. So
I don't know what league Richie been playing in, but I think
So
anywhere from 2 to, I mean, if you
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
4, bro. Come on, bro.
Absolutely not.
Michael Thomas, the dude had 149 catches the last time he played a whole season. Come on, bro.
Do you know where Michael Thomas is ranked right now? I can bring it up for you right now,
bro. That's
haters. It don't matter.
That's
haters,
haters,
it's not
bro.
haters.
It's like they got
reality.
Alvin Kamara at 50, 51.
You're taking him, Nate. You're taking Michael Thomas in the second round?
no.
Thank you. Oh, what?
Nah,
So
I ain't taking Michael
Thomas, baby.
I'm gonna let you know, right? I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna go undefeated in Souls League. I'm gonna tell you right now. Watch. I'm going undefeated. I promise you. I'll put double.
I'll tell you what. Let's put some money on that.
Listen to
Let's put some money on that.
Against, I'll put
If
double on anybody in your league.
You gonna go
Anybody in your
undefeated.
league.
I bet you $50 that you won't go undefeated.
Okay. Oh my God.
Damn, bro. Y'all wilding out.
This
undefeated.
This is like taking candy from a baby. Yeah. Lord,
everybody in my league ain't sold.
Everybody in your league will show with books and
everybody in my league ain't sold. I got names in one of my leagues. I got some good players in some of my leagues. Guys that have won 2 and 3 times, 4 times. I have guys that have dynasties in my league.
Hey, bro, y'all got a spot in this league, bro. I'm trying to get. I gotta get into the action.
What, in Richard?
Yeah.
No, yours.
I'm already in Souls.
You're already in my league.
I can promise you, my league ain't nobody taking Mike Thomas first or second round. I can promise you that. I can promise you that.
Rich, you in my league now. Okay, let's see what
I will be there. You can have Michael Thomas. And I will gladly give you
Mike Thomas. Update every week during the season. We need an update every week.
Thomas is there. I'm gonna take it.
Holy moly. Nada, you got to step in here. Would you take Mike Thomas?
You already asked him. He said no.
Would you take him in the third?
Shit.
Probably not. No.
So you go right about where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends how the draft shakes, man. I mean, listen, you got wide receivers at the top, man. That I get it. I understand what Soul's saying, and I don't disagree with him. He did catch 149 passes. You got a guy coming back from an injury. He hasn't played in 2 years. I get all of that, right? But we know what he can do when he's on the field. But I could just tell you right now, they got guys out there like Devontae Adams. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Jamar Chase. You got Cooper Kupp. You got Keenan Allen. You got Mike Evans. You got Tyreek Hill. I mean, you got a lot of receivers that you would take way before Mike Thomas. Don't get me wrong. And no disrespect to him. It's not his fault, that he got hurt. But, I mean, you got receivers out there. Stephon Diggs is another one that I think would go in the first round, maybe in the turn. You got CeeDee Lamb.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question. Since y'all making a man suffer because he's been out the last 2 years. Let's just say, hold on. Let's just say Michael Thomas had 140 catches last year and played. Okay, would you still put all those guys you just said in front of him? Say he led the league in receptions. So you'll still put those guys in front of Michael Thomas?
No.
Not all. Y'all going off. They say Michael Thomas right now looks like he did in 2019. So you saying
listen to me. I have analyzed over and over my rankings and national rankings over and over. And I have Michael Thomas ranked right now in fantasy football 28 receiver.
Well, that's you. That's you. I'm not going off.
That's national. That's national. That's national ranking.
That's
national ranking. That's national ranking.
Michael Thomas is looking good. He's catching everything.
I'm not saying.
If you want to sleep on him, that's on you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, just off of the places where I've been doing mock drafts and stuff, I mean, one place has him ranked 26. So close to what
I'm telling you. Thank you. I'm telling you.
So
28.
I'm not, again, we know we Saints fans. So we know what he can do in the offense and his potential. People are just downgrading him because of the injury and him not playing for 2 years. So you can't be mad at that, but you also can't be mad when somebody says the guy is gonna be a top 10 receiver or top 5 receiver again. You know, so
I hope he is. I hope he proves me wrong.
Because that means we're gonna be winning a lot of games.
Jerome. They don't know.
I think if you can get him later on, I mean it is a steal. I think it is a steal, you know. And that's the thing, you know, you got a lot of there's also your draft strategy, right?
Who won what you smoking, Rich?
Really? Who's been right? Who's been right? Mike Thomas or Rich? Huh? Who's been right? Has Mike Thomas hit the field in 2 years? Really? Really? Okay.
Michael Thomas, boy. He's the 2019 Michael. This is the 2019 Michael.
Hey, Nate, this is the same guy that said Michael Thomas wouldn't hit the field one game last year, and everybody else said he would.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
I said that in the beginning. I said that in training camp that he would not see the field.
Let me just say this, right? And I'm giving you an example. On this app, it says that he's ranked 26. I'm gonna tell you the players that are before him, and I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna tell you if they are not better.
Exactly.
Amari Cooper is not better than Mike Thomas. Darnell Mooney, no. Marquise Brown, no. Allen Robinson, no. DK Metcalf, no. Cortland Sutton, no. Mike Williams, no. Brandon Cooks, no. Terry McLaurin, no. Jalen Waddle.
Stop it right there. I will bet you right now McLaurin goes before Mike Thomas in fantasy this year.
Well, he'll go
he might. For anybody that's retarded.
Yeah.
What? Leave McLaurin. Hey, I'll tell you right now. So if Mike Thomas is there and you leave me McLaurin, I'll take McLaurin. I'm letting you know right now.
Okay, that's what I say. I hope so, Rich.
Yep.
I hope I'm right behind you.
And I'm high on Sutton too in Denver.
Yeah.
Mike.
Rich, I feel you, bro. Listen, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you examples. I'm not saying don't draft Michael Thomas. Because listen, if Michael Thomas is there, Michael Thomas is there, I'm gonna let Soul know I don't give a shit. I'm taking Michael Thomas if he's there. If he's there in the 3rd, 4th round, 5th round, if he makes it that far, but Soul not gonna let it. Soul not gonna let that happen because Soul gonna get the All Saints team on his fantasy team.
I wouldn't think, like I said, you look at my teams. I never had an All Saints team, brother. Never had an All Saints team. But hey, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, if they're there, I'm taking them.
I mean, you got to.
I don't go with star quality. I go with consistency, and that's how I draft.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna tell you.
29 catches.
Listen to me. I have a chart. It don't even have names on it. That's how I draft.
Most catches ever.
Nader, I have a chart and don't have nobody's name on it. It just has stats. That's it.
So
that's how I draft. So
we gonna see.
I don't need to look at a name. I
ain't gonna lie to y'all. I
hope my brother Mike Teasy get into fantasy, bro.
Listen, I love when we talk about fantasy because y'all be going at it, boy. I love bringing that shit up. Look, when it's time to bring up fantasy, I be sitting in the middle. I be like, oh yeah, I'm about to start my shit. And then next thing you know, y'all two go head to head and go crazy.
I'm not. I will tell you right now, I'm not a star guy. I don't look at stars. Never did. I won't look at it.
I can't give all my secrets up to Soul because you know
I'll give it to him. I'll give my secrets because I tell you what, they're not gonna use it anyway, so it don't matter to me.
Hey, Rich.
Soul be right.
Somebody want to know who is your supplier, bro.
Oh man, but let's talk about something. Let's talk about this.
Hey, my supply is my handle, Fantasy Legend. That's it. Ask anybody. He'll tell you.
That's your Twitter. That's your Twitter handle.
They kick me. I'm not allowed in some leagues. I can send you the commissioners of leagues. They won't allow me in leagues.
Is that your Twitter handle?
This dude.
Yes.
Man.
What is it? Fantasy Legend?
Fantasy? No, that's my fantasy. That's my fantasy name I use in all my leagues.
Oh, I was wondering.
No. That's my fantasy. That's my name. No, that's my name. I use them all in my leagues.
I
just joined this league.
In fantasy, you are considered a lethal weapon.
Look. Yes, I am. I'm gonna show you. Look. If you can read it, it says Fantasy Legend right there.
Lord. Here y'all go with
Fantasy Legend.
Okay, bro. But can you let those
So
kids
I was
win
playing.
this year?
I was so
bro?
listen. Don't worry. I was playing fantasy before you was born. Don't worry about it.
Can
Bro.
you let those kids win this year, bro?
Come on, bro. Give him a chance. God, please, bro.
Oh man, y'all killing me.
He in the league with a bunch of elementary kids.
That boy playing 12. That boy playing 12th grade. I mean 12.
Look,
11th
I will
grade.
tell. I will tell you this, and I'm not bragging. I play some against the most talented. I'm telling you. Listen, I will tell you this much right now. If you've never been in it, I learned from fantasy from guys that are in salary cap leagues. It is 10 times harder to draft in a salary cap league than it is a regular. If you can draft in a salary cap league, a regular league, like taking candy from a baby. I'm telling you right now, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's
You
like,
know what?
wow,
And
really?
Richie, that's why you are used to going with players that's not on the radar because
No, not
you don't
at
have to
all.
spend
Not
money.
at all.
Hold on,
Not
listen.
at
Let
all.
me say this. Let me say
Go
this.
ahead.
You're used to the salary cap because you can't get all big players, right? That's the salary. You only got so much money to spend.
Yep.
And that's why you feel, okay, I need to take players that are under the radar. But in this league with no salary cap, you do that here. You're gonna be dead last. You're gonna be old.
Let me tell you, this is a fact. This is a fact, and I will bring it when I come to draft with you. I have proof of all the leagues I've won. Every single league I've been in that has not been salary cap, I have won 100%, and that's a fact. 100%. It's easy. I'm sorry. So I'm not taking nothing away from you knowing fantasy or Nader. But I'm sorry, dude. When it comes to fantasy, I take it very serious. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there ain't many guys out there can beat me in fantasy. That's a fact. I'm sorry.
I can't wait to see this.
I can't wait.
I'm not doubting you at all. I'm just saying I want to see your record in Soul State League. I want to update.
I will post it.
You remember the running back that played for Washington that played with RG3. Remember that year?
Morris?
Yes. I will bring up 3 guys next week on the show. If you don't believe me, you can ask him. I drafted him second, and they thought I was absolutely crazy. And do you remember what he did that year?
He went off.
I study things. I got guys that haven't even been in the league yet for next year. That's how much I study it, dude. It's year round for me. It's year round.
Rich, you hot.
You want charts for next year? I can tell you right now, charts for next year. I do. You gonna say?
Rich,
People think I'm cuckoo, dude, when it comes to fantasy.
Talk your shit, Rich. Talk your shit.
It's fun, man. It's fun.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I've been keeping quiet on this fantasy stuff, like I ain't been really going in. I'm just waiting for Soul to give me my trophy at the draft, and then I'm gonna talk my shit.
I got my butt kicked last year from going against high draft last year.
Yeah, let me just say about Nader, bro.
Just like Soul said, I drafted all the big players last year and lost. I went against how I normally draft, and I lost. I couldn't believe it. Yep.
But look, let me just say this about Nader, y'all. Nader went into my biggest league, my $200 league, and it started off bad. I think he was 0-3?
Bad. I was down bad.
How you gonna let a new man come in your league and win the first
game? Tell him the story.
And I think you made a couple of free agent acquisitions. You had a couple of guys that was hurt at first, right? Mm-hmm. And you made some good. I mean, he was a good GM, and he did his thing, man. He went on a winning streak at the end, and then once he got in the playoffs, it's 0-0, and then he won. I mean, I was surprised.
Nader, you killed him on the waiver. You killed him, Nader. You killed him on the waiver wire, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I made a trade with you. So
I ain't getting
I made a trade with you. Remember? I traded you Ronald Jones and somebody for somebody else. I forgot what it was. I need a receiver bad, I think, and I traded you.
Yeah, you need a receiver. I had a bunch of them.
Yeah, you had a bunch, but listen, man, fantasy's fun. I will say this though, if I do. I don't know, man. I've been kind of pondering who I'm gonna take, man. I'm picking number 5 in one of my leagues, my work league.
I know this dude better not be. Look, I'm gonna see how these cats draft. He's talking about this league. I'm gonna see. If I see one guy pull up with a notepad or a laptop, I'm gonna be mad.
Well, you coming to the draft? Come hang out with us.
I don't bring a laptop pad or nothing. I do everything on my head.
God damn.
I'm gonna show you. You gonna see?
I need a sheet, bro. I need a sheet.
All right,
I gotta see this.
Damn, Richard,
All
dog, you a beast at this shit. I need that ESPN sheet with all the numbers of the players, bro. I can't do it like that.
I'm gonna tell you, I get no sleep. Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you, Nate. I show him my iPad. That's it.
Yeah, you guys better show up with something.
I'm messing with you. But I agree with you. So I don't go off. I just look at national rankings, but you really got to go off how you draft. That's it. Everybody has their own method, and it's not one's better than the other. Whatever works for you works.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Listen, it's about how the draft pans out. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people, like they'll look at it and say, man, I gotta go double running backs with the first 2 picks. I gotta go double running backs, and it's like, listen, you don't have to go double running backs.
No, you don't.
If you see your draft going to where it's like the first 10 picks or the first 7 picks have 3 or 4 wide receivers, 5 receivers in that mix, then on the turn they're gonna have some decent running backs.
I think you and the Soul would agree with me on this. Nobody wins fantasy football with their first 4 picks. Nobody.
No, listen, fantasy is won on the waiver wire, man. It really is. It's one on the waiver wire.
In them later rounds.
And you got to understand. You got to understand with the waiver wire, all of us are going to have injuries throughout the year. You got to think about that. You got to hurry up and figure it out through the waiver wire. And so you got to plug and play, and you got to make sure that
Let me tell you,
playing the right people. I mean, so
I'm gonna tell you a quick story. His name is Mike DePaul. I drafted against this dude. When he first joined our league, I thought he was absolutely out of his mind. It was a 10-man league. He drafted, and I ain't lying to y'all, he drafted 5 quarterbacks to 5 first rounds.
Damn.
And came in second in that league. You know how many trades he made that year to get good players? And it was a great strategy to use. And he came in second place, dude. I thought he was out of his mind.
I ain't got patience to do that shit.
Me neither. Absolutely. I would have drove me crazy.
I ain't got no patience to do all of that.
And he came in second place. He really did. He did. I was shocked.
Graylin just hopped on and he's been on, but he asked a question. He said, what's your thoughts on just switching it over back to the Saints, but what's your thoughts on the drafted players in the preseason? I mean, Chris Olave only caught 1 pass for 4 yards, so really can't go off of that.
He has a great camp. He had a great camp, training camp.
Trevor Penning 50-50, where we already touched on.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm telling y'all, Nate, and I know, you've been in more camps than Nate. You've probably been more than me this year. Chris Olave is just so smooth, man. Yeah. God, he's so smooth. And in person, he's really impressive. I'm like, man.
Yeah, he's smooth, man. He's definitely gonna get open. He's definitely he's definitely gonna get a lot of separation.
Hakeem said Hunter Renfrow. Yes, draft Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, especially PPR.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah, I mean, you got receivers out there, man. Like there's a lot, there's a lot of receivers out there that you could draft that, and that's why I said, man, like, I feel as though this year's strategy is kind of different from what I've been seeing, because I've been seeing a lot of people go wide receiver in the first round this year. I really have.
It depends. It depends on if you're in a PPR league or not.
I mean, I've seen people draft Cooper Kupp second overall.
What's up, Jeremy?
If you're in a PPR league, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Nader. People put all their stock into that one guy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you shouldn't go get a start, because I'm not going to look foolish. I'm not going to look foolish to draft somebody that needs to be drafted.
Yeah, but with your first round pick, you got to make that one count, because again,
you got
that player, you're counting on that player to get you 20+ points every week. And so,
it's like what you said. It's where the rankings are at, and it's also what league you're in. You got to pay attention to all them formulas.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at everything. Like
I'm not taking Cooper Kupp in the first round. If it's a non-PPR league, if it's a standard league, no.
PPR, you got to go. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. A lot of projection stuff that I've been seeing lately.
Yep.
A lot of people have taken Cooper Kupp out of the number 1 wide receiver position and put him and ranked him at 2 now, because of the whole elbow issue with Matthew Stafford. They got Justin Jefferson number one, going number one.
I got Justin Jefferson number one anyway.
And I've been seeing Justin Jefferson go like third, fourth overall in certain people's drafts, and I'm like,
because here's the thing. I don't know if you heard, Justin Jefferson is now playing in the same position as Cooper Kupp did last year.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. I get it.
I get flack for that. I tell people, I get people like Jamal Chase. I get that. Me, myself, and this is just my opinion, I think Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in football.
But think about this. Look at the first round, right? Again, a lot of people go running back, right? But you're going to have Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, and maybe Diggs and Adams go in the first round. That's 5 receivers. That's 5 receivers you playing in a 12.
Nady, you know what people don't realize, and I know you still pay attention, people don't realize the playoff run that Cooper Kupp had. It was pretty amazing, dude.
It's amazing. It was amazing, but it's hard to do that again. It really is. I mean, regardless.
Oh, no. I don't think he's gonna repeat.
Listen, Cooper Kupp had 64 more points than any other wide receiver last year in fantasy, right?
Yep.
Now, if Cooper Kupp was to have 20 or 25 more points than them this year, that's still a win, right? But to say that he was going to have the 64 more points in fantasy compared to any other receiver, that I don't think that's going to happen.
Listen, and people need to stop comparing Mike Thomas to Cooper Kupp in them 2 fabulous years, because Cooper Kupp didn't even come close. Cooper Kupp actually played one more game than Mike Thomas and still couldn't break the record.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's stop that. Let's stop that silliness.
That's why. But see what you just said, kind of, it lightens what Soul said. Yeah, you say that, but Mike Thomas.
You want me to tell you?
Do you want? Let
me tell y'all something.
Do you
want
my
something right quick? I'm thinking about it.
I'm gonna go ahead. Go ahead.
You know what messed Cooper Kupp up from breaking Michael Thomas' record? OBJ.
Yep. Because
they had to try to force him into the chemistry with if he wouldn't have came, Cooper Kupp would have got that record, bro. He had probably 160 catches. You know what I'm saying? You add OBJ, he got to get his balls too. Yep. And a lot of them balls he forced trying to get it to OBJ, bro, when he could have went to Cooper Kupp smooth.
Here's my thing, Nate, and I'll probably get hate, and that's fine with me. That's fine. When it comes to the Saints, I'm a diehard as they come, but I'm a realist on life in general. Me, myself, I think Mike Thomas has been through so much, and I pray he can get back his old form. But I think it's going to be hard for him to be the same player he was before this injury. And that's just my opinion. And I hope he does.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't, for me personally, if I looked at projections, if you were to tell me, Nader, what would you project him, what his stats would be at the end of the year? I mean, let's be real. I don't think he's going to have 149 catches.
No, because he's got too much help.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Me saying that isn't hating on him. It's just that he got Olave. He got Jarvis Landry. He got Kamara. There's a lot to feed. Let's not feed a lot of mouths. So
let's not mistake it. Sean Payton wanted him to get that record too. We knew that.
But listen, I think that if you're looking at a realistic projection for Mike Thomas going into this year, a realistic projection, I think you can look at in between, I would say 90 to 100 passes.
Right.
Catches. Catches. That's being realistic.
I had him around 80. Around 80.
I mean, because I could see him averaging, 8 to 10 catches a game.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Michael Thomas 90, Juice about 60, and Olave maybe about 45.
40?
40, yeah.
I mean, they're not. That's the thing. They don't really need him to do that.
I think
they're gonna be big plays. Big plays. Olave is gonna have a lot of the big plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, he's gonna kind of be in that Devery Henderson role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Devery didn't catch that many passes in the game, but the passes he caught were the ones that were big and the ones that went for touchdowns.
The ones that all that mattered. Yep.
Yeah.
And Devery loved that. He said he wasn't mad. He knew his role.
Because he getting touchdowns. Yeah. What you mean? Why would he be mad? So, but I think, like you said, I think he gets about 90 to 100 catches this year. So I mean, for a wide receiver to have 90 to 100 catches, I mean, if you look fantasy-wise and put that in fantasy football perspective, I mean, you're looking at a guy in at least the top 10.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Right.
I mean, if you can get a guy in the top 10 in the 4th round, 5th round, shit, why not?
Okay. Well, listen. So so set on. I get it that he thinks Michael Thomas before the injury, he was who he was and all that. So do you use that same analogy, Soul, for Christian McCaffrey?
Christian McCaffrey. Well, I feel like with Christian McCaffrey, this dude, Alvin Kamara had injuries, but it didn't keep him out. Mm-hmm. This dude had injuries that kept him out. And I feel like it done caught up with him. I feel like his body, when he was young coming out of college, I mean, he just can't do it no more. He's getting older. You know what I'm saying? His body can't take it. And
so would you take Christian McCaffrey? So would you take Christian McCaffrey in the first, second round?
No. I don't like Christian McCaffrey really anyway.
I'll respond to that and say it just depends where he falls, where he's at.
Yeah, that's how you have to say it.
Yeah, because for me,
I simply said if you let him get out in your league, you think he's getting out in the second round?
Probably not.
No, I think. Listen, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I think that just looking at the first round, if let's say you're in a 12-team league, the guy's not. If he falls to anything past 5, 6, that's just crazy. Now, I've seen him go number 1 overall. I've seen him go number 2 overall, number 3 overall, 4th, 5th. But again, if he's sitting there at 6, 7, 8, I mean, I would really think hard about doing it. And here's the reason why. The reason why I would think about it is this. We can sit here and play the injury game and say this player was hurt, this player was hurt, right? But at the same time, when you're looking at fantasy, you're looking at value. And with value, if you're at the 6, 7, 8 pick and a guy who can put up 20 points a game, 26 points a game is there at running back, I would go for it. Now, the second thing is the Panthers, their offense is strictly, right, predicated on Christian McCaffrey. So when you got a guaranteed guy who's going to get the ball, he's going to get 20-plus carries a game, he's going to get 10-plus catches a game, you getting that, that's value. When you're in the 6, 7 pick, that's value. So you got to go with him. Yeah, he's hurt. Yeah, he's been hurt. But again, Mike Thomas has been hurt for the last 2 years. People want to take Mike Thomas. Christian McCaffrey has been hurt for the last 2 years. People should want to take Christian McCaffrey. It's actually the same thing with Barkley. Barkley,
100 receptions for Mike T.
Barkley, I think he's going to go off this year.
Yeah.
So again, everybody gets hurt. They have their mix. What he said?
Jesus Lord have mercy.
I mean, it's similar to what we said.
Right. I said MT with 90.
That's a lot of yards. That's a lot of yards.
With 60. I said Olave with 45. So we close.
Yeah.
That's a lot of yardage.
I would say about 1,200. I'd say about 1,200 yards. Be realistic. I take 200 off the top of that, and that's more realistic for him. But again, it is a good discussion to have because, like we said, we talk about injuries. We just talked about injuries. We talk about, man, people, Soul said you shouldn't hesitate taking Mike Thomas. He hasn't played for the last 2 years. But then I agree with you, Richie Rich. When you bring up Christian McCaffrey, people hesitate, and it's like he hasn't played the last 2 years, really. And so they hesitate.
They basically missed the same amount of time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So I don't know. For me, again, if I pick 6, 7, 8 and Christian McCaffrey's there, I'm gonna take him.
Nada, you just run your rankings because you looked them up. Yeah. Where do you think Christian McCaffrey's ranked right now?
He's top 2.
Third. He's third. Well, he's third, 1 or 2 or third. Yeah. Where do you think Alvin Kamara's ranked?
He's ranked 15.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't have 15.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy. That's insane. I would have no way.
But
another thing, hey y'all, another thing you have to look at is Mike T was limited from his quarterback, which was Drew Brees. Okay, now he's not limited, man. So you have to understand.
Well, so who did Christian McCaffrey have?
Look who he have now. Nothing.
Y'all see it? Look, just the running back rankings right here. Look.
I know.
See, that's the expert. The experts don't always know everything. You know,
No,
they
they
call
don't.
them experts, but they don't always know. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
so and I agree with you on that. The experts get it wrong a lot, but you have to take different.
Right, Mike.
Kamara's ranked 11th.
Mm-hmm.
They got Saquon in front of him, Aaron Jones,
That's
DeAndre
good.
Swift.
I think that lets me know. That lets me know I might can wait on Alvin to the second round.
But the thing about it is that the reason they got Alvin Kamara ranked right there, Nate, is because of the inconsistency.
See what Teasy said?
What?
That's the gamble you take, buddy. That's fantasy.
No, that's Christian McCaffrey.
But Mike, why are y'all treating Christian McCaffrey different than Mike Thomas when they both been out the same amount of time?
Because Michael Thomas.
Because what?
Nah, he's more durable. Michael Thomas is more durable than McCaffrey.
They've been out the same amount of time.
McCaffrey, bro, just
listen. Let's just do this to settle the score on this topic. I'm gonna post a tweet tonight. I'm gonna let the people on social media give us their feedback.
Yeah, that's a lie, Rich.
And we'll go from there because again, there's
how that's a lie. Is it not, Nate? Is that a lie? Have they not missed about the same amount of time?
Yeah, about the same. Yeah.
How's that a lie?
I mean, they have.
See that actually, so believe it or not, Christian McCaffrey played a couple games last year. Mike Thomas didn't, so Mike Thomas missed more games.
Yeah. I mean, he's right.
Am I lying?
Mike, I can't disagree with him, Mike. I mean, McCaffrey did play a couple games last year, so
yeah, a couple. You're right too.
but Mike Thomas didn't play at all.
You're right. 2 games. That's all right. He ain't do shit in them 2 games either.
He actually did.
He did. He balled out. He had like 30 fantasy.
Thank you. Yes, he did. He sure did.
Okay. All right.
Oh man, but this is a good ass topic.
Them 30 fantasy points cost his ass.
I'm gonna have time to take it. I'm gonna have time to go eat a sandwich and take a nap in Souls Draft. Jesus, Lord, have mercy.
Okay, think that. Think that. I hope you think that.
So let's do this. Let's switch. Let's switch. I know we've been on fantasy. Let's switch real quick.
Hey, fantasy seems to be real popular.
Yes, but I wanna touch on this real quick before we get off because we've been on for an hour and a half. But
let me adjust my phone right quick. Hold on.
The Pelicans schedule came out today. Their 2023 regular schedule, and their first 2 games are on the road. One is at the Brooklyn Nets, and one is at the Charlotte Hornets. Their first home game will be on a Sunday, October 23rd, against Utah at home. Then they follow that up with Dallas. Then they go on a 3-game road trip at Phoenix, at the Clippers, and at the Lakers. Then they play Golden State at home. I will be at that game. Because you already know who's my favorite player.
We need to go to that one together.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take Blake for that.
I got Pelican season ticket.
Yep. And then at Atlanta, at the Pacers, at Chicago. So they got some good games. I mean, they got Dallas. Their first national TV game is on TNT, week 4, or game 4, I should say, against Dallas. They play at Phoenix on ESPN. They play Memphis at Memphis on TNT. So they got some, they play at Denver on TNT, home against Atlanta on TNT, Cleveland on ESPN, Lakers at the Lakers on ESPN, at Portland on ESPN, Dallas home on ESPN, at Golden State on TNT, and Denver at Denver on TNT. So they got some national TV games.
Listen, I tell you, look, I am seriously, I'm a Lakers fan. Everybody knows that. But I'm telling you right now, I'm rooting for my hometown team this year. I want to see nothing but good things from them, really, truthfully.
Man, I definitely want the Pelicans to do good. Listen, it brings the whole morale of the city. You know, you got a team.
Man. It was so, I tell you, they put everybody in such a good mood last year. Man.
Hopefully the Saints can put us in a good mood on Sundays. And then throughout the rest of the week, hopefully the Pelicans.
Hey, you seen they had the Pelicans at the practice last week, huh?
Yeah. Herb Jones was throwing passes and stuff. Yeah. So yeah,
I didn't realize how skinny he is compared to football players. Goodness. Herb Jones.
Yeah, all the man. Let me tell you something. The TV makes them guys look a little bigger than they are, but you see them in real life, man. They're tall and lean guys. Even Zion.
Yeah.
He might look fat on TV or look a little overweight, but he looks slim and trim.
So he is overweight.
When you next to him, he looks slim and trim, bro.
You're probably right.
But hey, I just want to give a couple of shout outs before
Go ahead, man.
We go.
Man, I tell you what, let's take a hats off to everybody comment tonight, man. It was fun. It really was.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I like the where is it? Okay, right here. Tell It Like It Is Sports Talk Podcast will be on Wednesday night, starting tomorrow. We'll be coming on Wednesday nights. That's because of the NFL schedule. So make sure everybody is
remember next Wednesday. Remember next Wednesday though.
What?
Next Wednesday we got the thing at the Shaw.
We got the Shaw.
Oh yeah, at Shaw. Yeah, at Shaw. So we're not gonna have a show Tuesday.
No, we
got to do it Wednesday. We're gonna have it Tuesday. Yeah, we're gonna do it, but we gotta do the special show.
What we might do is swap.
Everybody
I might do Tell It Like It Is Tuesday.
That's fine. If that's good with Native, that's fine.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, if he's doing it on Wednesday, then.
Or what we could do is on Tuesday we can all just jump in on one.
Yeah, maybe we can do something like that.
That would be fun.
I'll talk to my guys and see what they want to do.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. A tag team. That'd be fine.
That would be fine.
Yeah, we'll just tag team up. All of us can get on here.
Yeah. Yep.
Also,
yeah, I'm cool with that, Mike.
Also, the new sponsor. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. I could probably just wait till tomorrow and talk about it. But one of our new sponsors on that show is doing something. But also, I want to talk about my show this weekend. Richard Rich is gonna be.
Let's do it, baby.
Yep, Richard Rich is gonna be DJing. We got a lot of entertainment, man. This is the 4th annual Soul Saint kickoff party, man. It's at the Fillmore. It's gonna be off the chain.
Hey, Soul, why are you talking about that? Let's send our condolences to Jada Wizard and his family, man.
Oh yes, yeah. Jada Wizard's father passed away.
Lost, man.
So, yeah, we want to, pray for him and his family, and that they be strong and get through this.
Yeah, man.
He lost his.
But I see that you got Doopsy on there, huh, bro?
Yeah, bro.
That's exciting, man. I tell you, this is
my boy,
man.
Fun.
I can't wait to see MJ perform live and Mike, bro, and all that, man.
And we got Deacon Toussey. He gonna be
that dude's funny, dude.
He's funny, bro. He's funny.
Nate, you coming? You gonna make it?
He told me he was trying to get on with
I'm trying, bro.
Tyler Perry.
Come say
hey. Man, so and tell about the cruise, so.
Oh, yes. The cruise.
Oh,
DJ Richard Rich right there with me by the boat.
That I will be on. I will be there.
To your left, you got Mike, King Mike, and Jada Wizard on your right. In the middle, zoom in. You got Prince on the left and Michael Jackson gonna be performing. Man,
let me say this. So King Mike, I met through Soul several years ago, and let me tell you, this young man is something else. Not only, I mean, he's a great artist, but he's a great human being. First of all, just a nice gentleman. Just like seriously, I just want to say a really good guy, and I wish nothing but success for him, man. Really, seriously, he's come a long ways.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, and like I say, he's always he's got that energy. He always
he's got that grind, bro.
Never sleeps. And Jada Wizard too. I want to say
Jada Wizard. That cat's talented, man. Jada Wizard. I already say he's talented.
These two brothers are. I mean, I've been rapping since before they were born, but these two dudes are good. These two dudes are good, man. And let me tell you, I'm just honored to be able to work with them and do songs with these guys, man. You know,
I shared the stage with y'all, man, and I tell you, man, that was some fun days. We had some good times.
Yeah, got my boy Ricky Jackson, City Champ, and Tyrone Hughes, man.
We gotta do an overtime float this year.
Yeah, we do. So just if y'all interested in the cruise, man, we got a lot of cabins booked, and we still got a lot of more cabins, just waiting to be booked. So call me. I'll let you know when it's usually it's a special $50 per person to book. It runs weekly, so sometime it'll be off 2 weeks, then it'll come back for a week. So you just got to catch it, but it don't matter. I mean, you're paying for your cruise anyway. So you just need to get your cabin booked so you can get a good cabin. I'm always on the Lido deck. I love being on the Lido. So Nader's gonna be on there too. He's going this year, and I appreciate
it's gonna be fun, bro. It's gonna be fun.
I'm definitely gonna do that, boy. I'm trying to get.
We got
sexy.
Rich. We got Nader.
You trying to what?
Live on Nader.
Yeah, I'm trying to get sexy for that thing. I might do this. I might do the sports show with no shirt on.
Anybody don't know where the Fillmore is? This is the back of Harris Casino. The Fillmore. You see, it look like a little movie theater. That's where you enter. You go around to the back of Harris and enter. That's the Fillmore right there, y'all. And it's a free show. If you want to donate something to breast cancer,
they better donate, man. Look, look. Speaking of that, man, I want to send a shout out to everybody I work with this weekend. So y'all know I did a benefit for cancer this weekend with No One Fights Alone. We had a fabulous turnout, man. Over 1,200 people, packed house. And listen, let me tell you a quick story, dude. They did a 50-50, and the 50-50 got up to $1,600. The guy donated 100% of it back.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm doing a 50-50 too. I always do a 50-50 at the show.
Definitely, bro. Yes, definitely do that. Yes. Yep.
That's
so,
tight.
man, look.
Listen, man. I'm always down for that. Y'all support Soul. Y'all support the charity events, man. Breast cancer, everything, man. We trying to help the community in the best way we can.
Yeah, that's the main thing, man.
That's the thing, man. I said it in the video last week, man. That's one thing I take pride in, man, because like a lot of people always think that, and I hate to get serious at the end, but a lot of people think that, we here and, we're going to be here for a long time. This world is temporary, man. Like we here for, they had a guy the other day, man. It's just crazy. A guy that I met one time, guy seen me, he works in a clothing store and man, he seen me, he followed me on Twitter, he follows me, and he started talking about the Saints. He was like happy I was there. And he's like, oh my God, I follow you on Twitter, bro. Let's talk about the Saints. And we chatted it up about the Saints. And you never know what people are going through, man. And the guy ended up this past Sunday jumping off the Mississippi River Bridge. And
oh my goodness.
And you never know, man. You never know what people are going through. So, the thing is, man, the reason why I say that to say this, man, like mental health is real. Helping people in general is real. Check on your friends, check on your family. Just because we post that we out at the Saints games or at camp or, out doing whatever that you might think is cool or being on vacation or on cruises, it doesn't mean that we don't have problems, that's stuff that we don't show. So my point is just check on your people, man. Check on your friends. You never know what people are going through. And then again, man, this life is temporary. So try to do as much good as you can because tomorrow is not promised. Like Tim just said, tomorrow is not promised, man. And again, man, we all trying to go to heaven. You got to achieve heaven. People think, oh man, look, I'm going to heaven, man. I'm a good dude. Yeah, but you got to achieve that. It's like a test, It's a test. When you want to pass a test, you're going to study. When you want to do good at fantasy football, you're going to learn. And man, I want to get this player in this round, that's how you're studying basically. So you got to study, you got to achieve it, and you got to want to do good. And again, man, just do as much good as you can because again, tomorrow is not promised. So that's why I take feeding the homeless very serious because again, man, these people are counting on us. They're out there at 11:30 every Thursday waiting in line. and I'm not even out there. I pull up to the light and they got a whole line out there.
Mm-hmm.
So again, man, if you want to help feed the homeless, you want to help, you donate to Soul Saints breast cancer charity. You want to help donate to anything Richie Rich is doing, man, hit us up. We're 3 dudes out here just trying to make a difference in the community. You know, yeah, we could talk Saints, sports, fantasy all day, every day, like it's clockwork. But again, it's also what you're doing to help people, and that's what we're doing, man. We helping people. So,
I'll tell you that. Well said, Nate. Well said.
Yeah, man. So I take it serious, man, because
at the end of the day, let's all love one another. Truthfully.
For sure, man. And like I see this dude that he's 26 years old, jumping off a bridge, bro, like killing himself,
man,
you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. So thoughts and prayers to his people. Thoughts and prayers to his family.
You know what? Let me say one thing, Nathan.
Yeah.
I really think you have a big heart, man, on what you do. I had, and Richie probably has too, and maybe you have. I've known, that one thing, the reason why breast cancer is big to me is because my mom passed away from it. My aunt, cousins, I had a lot of people, and this is something that was diagnosed. It's nothing you could fake. And one thing I've learned, and God's gonna punish them guys. You out there feeding the homeless, bro, for people who can't do better. But they got some homeless dudes out there, bro. And they know who they are. That probably got more than us or as much as us. But we don't know. We doing the good thing, from our heart.
It's about the intention.
I knew a guy on the West Bank that was right. They used to get like over, $1,500 a month from VA and disability and everything. And he was acting like he was homeless and everything. Dude had a car, everything. And this just kind of rubbed me the wrong way a long time ago, But I feel in my heart come Judgment Day. Hey, if you out there faking, acting like you don't have this and have that, and Native's out there with a good heart, out there helping you, and you know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, I know. And listen, and that's one
thing.
Let
me tell you what, Nate. You talking about feeding somebody? I went to Oakwood about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I came home and I told Stacey, I said, they had this guy at the front entrance when going into the food court. He was asking for money. He said, I need to get something to eat. I said, sir, I don't have cash on me. I said, but you can come in here and pick anything you want to eat, and I'll buy you food. He said, oh, I don't eat nothing in here. I was like, what?
Yeah, see,
right.
And that's the thing. Right. So you're absolutely right, and I agree with you 100%. So, but also too, I also want to say this: it's all about the intention, right?
Yep.
It's all about your intention. As a man, as a guy who's trying to do good, it's all about your intention. Because again, we don't know what these people have. We could be feeding somebody that really needs the food, and we could be feeding somebody that don't need the food, right? But at the same time, as long as you're good and in your heart you're doing it for the right reasons, God's gonna know that, and God's gonna bless you. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, I've been through a lot of shit in the last year and a half. Like Soul knows, I've been through a lot of shit in a year and a half. I've been through a lot of ups. I've been through a lot of downs. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I could tell y'all this. I'm not hesitant to say this. I was depressed. Like, when I tell y'all depressed, I was to the point where I was like super depressed. And like, I started doing that, and I seen somebody doing it, but they was doing it on Sundays. So I was like, man, that's something that I've been wanting to do. Let me, strap down and really do this. I did it, man. And like, I started getting donations, and then something happened bad to me where it was like people start talking about me, saying bad stuff about me, things like that. And then I just kept doing it. And so it's been like literally, I think in October, we make 2 years of consistently going out there every Thursday and feeding the homeless. So anybody that wants to say or question somebody and say, man, you doing it for this or you doing it for that, bro, I take time out of my day on my day off to go out there and do it. A lot of people think like, oh, you're getting donations. So what are you doing? Some weeks we don't get donations. Some weeks
exactly.
I'm taking, you know how much it costs to feed the homeless? It costs $365 a week to feed the homeless. Guess what? When we
So
don't
let
get
me
money,
ask you this, Nada.
that comes out of my check.
The canes that you get it from, they don't just donate.
No, I mean they give us a discount on the food. Like the food's supposed to be like regular price, everything all in is like $435. So they give it to us for $365. So they giving us a $70 discount, which is cool because when we were doing it, when we first started doing it, we were doing it and getting the food from Popeyes. And Popeyes, I was actually spending more money. I was spending $400.
But Nada, I'm gonna get you hooked up with my sister Letty. She has her business and she feeds the homeless too. And I'm
Okay.
sure she would love to hook up with
Man,
you.
let me know, bro. We need as much help as possible, for real. Cause like,
Okay.
because
And some
Popeyes,
of those
man,
places or give you food for free. Like when I had my tailgate,
Yeah.
when I was with the Big Easy Mafia, you know,
Mhm.
I used to have Hooters, my boy Wags and Marrero used to donate.
Wags is good, man.
Used to donate that food to me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to
Yeah,
pay
I
a
mean-
cent. It was doing it for a good cause. You know, and
Right.
sometimes you'll find people like that, like whoever's the CEO of Cane's or
And
the
you know, you say that like what he does and like what you doing this Sunday. So people don't realize those artists are donating that time for a good cause. Nobody's getting paid for that. Not a
Exactly.
soul. Nobody.
Right, and that's the thing. And you know, one thing I will say this too. A lot of people always ask me why you don't start a nonprofit. Why you don't start a nonprofit? And for me, like I don't know. I look at it from a different perspective with the nonprofit thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Whoever has one, you know, big ups to y'all. But for me, I don't like the name big nonprofit because I feel like it associates money. Like it associates you making money off of it.
Yep.
And I don't want my name to be associated with
I
me
agree.
making money off of it. So like
Yep.
that's why I do it solo. Though, you know, I do it by myself. I
Yeah.
have my friends that goes out there and helps me. But like I don't like to associate that with it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is how I think. Like I've thought so deep into it. Check this out. And my friends laughed at me because they both came out with me the same day. I bought a new car, right? And I got a new car. There was 2 days later, I went to go feed the homeless, right? I went to go pick up my friends. Now, mind you, I went to go pick them up. I got a new car. You know, I want to show them my new whip. Right?
Yeah.
I go pick them up, right? We pull up with all the food in the trunk, you know, feeding the homeless, right? After, drop them off. I'm driving home. I felt bad. You know why I felt bad? I felt bad because I'm like, man, I just pulled up to feed the homeless in a new car, you know, and I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I was kind of shitting on them in a sense. Like that's how I took it. I don't know. Maybe I was feeling.
You can't think like that.
I know, but that just shows you how deep I think about it. And so now I drive my wife's car when I go feed them. I drive my wife's car to go feed them. My friends are like, "You must have got your car repoed."
It's all right to drive in your nice car. You have a lot of celebrities. They're not gonna go and get a hoopty just because they're a celebrity and say, "Oh, I don't want to ride up in my Mercedes to help." You know, let them. I mean, shit. It don't matter what you ride in. You might get some of them to say, "Well, damn, maybe one day if I get out here, maybe I could change my life around and be like that."
I don't know. Like my friends laughed at me and it was like, "You must have got your car repoed because you don't come in the car no more." And I told them the reason, and it was like, "Man, you overthinking it, man. Like, chill out. Just come pick us up." But so before we get off, can you put up Tim's comment on the screen just real quick? Because big shout out to Tim, man. Because I actually remember Tim and I appreciate Tim. As y'all can see, you know, he'll tell you right there how I helped him out. But man, listen, I try to help as much as I can, man. That's all I try to do. I try to help.
That's love there, brother. That's it.
Man. Yeah.
So yeah, man. So listen, anybody that wants to
we
help,
all good people, man. Richie will help me if I'm down.
Yeah,
you know, Nada help me if I'm down. I'll help them if they down. You know what I'm saying?
That's one good thing. That's what people don't realize when we come in this year and they hear us doing this, we doing that. They don't realize what goes on behind the scenes. How we all are close. They don't realize. You know, that's the thing. It ain't just a bunch of dudes
I'm gonna tell you
show
something.
arguing about sports.
Right. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You have a lot of jealousy out there, man. People see you doing stuff, bro. And you know, I mean, just like with Saints Nation, man, we were all one a couple of years ago. All the super fans were together. Everybody was just doing events, and it was nice. You know what I'm saying? And Now it's like everybody has their own little cliques. Everybody hangs with this person. Everybody hangs with that person. But like I said, we all representing New Orleans. We representing our Saints. And that's the main thing. And I wish them well with whatever they do. You know what I'm saying? With whatever they do. But I don't feel that same love. I don't feel that same love from them though. And you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna just pray for them.
And listen, everybody. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. So a lot of people, man, that I had on my team, that I had on that I would talk to constantly on a daily basis. Things, life happens. People move far away from Richie's evil, but man. But like I've had people that I called that I thought were my friends turn their back on me. I had this happen. So there's a lot of things that happen where you grow far apart from those people and you get better. You learn from the situation, you get better and you move on. And that's just life. So just keep pushing at everything you're doing, man. Everything y'all doing, just keep pushing for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it. Look. And you know what? I've been very blessed. Very blessed. I've had good things happen to me. Just like with the show, we get more viewers with this show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude.
Sponsors, everything. I enjoy.
Wait till you see the show with all of us on it.
I enjoy doing the show with Richie, and then my own show with my king and Mike.
Yeah.
I want you to tell them about that before we get off, real quick. So tell them, Rich, what we doing this
next Wednesday. Me, Soul, and Nate is going to do a show. We welcome Hank Tierney back to Shaw. It's his homecoming. Nate, of course, is alumni of Shaw. My stepson Blake is on the football team, so I'm actually a part of the Gridiron Club. So we're gonna do a show there live. So tune in, everybody.
Yes, and tell Shaw when you talk to Shaw, Richie Rich, tell him I need some Go Eagle gear. I need some shirts.
We'll get you. The guy he's gonna do a soul too. We're gonna get you all taken care of.
All right, cool.
Trust me. Fellas, I gotta get out of here, man.
Yeah, me too, man.
I love the show.
Yeah, man.
Thank
definitely.
y'all, man.
Listen, man. Appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will be back next week. And make sure y'all check out the show on Wednesday with all three of us, because we will be broadcasting live at Archbishop.
Hey, and Mike Teasy, I am evil.
Yeah, man.
Later, y'all. Who that?
Man. Who that?
All right, y'all. Let's see. We're going to go out with a little music, y'all. Since they left me. Let's see what I want to play today. Let's see. We're going to go with Coming to Get You, because the Saints coming to Green Bay this week, Friday. We coming to get you, Green Bay. Them Packers, them cheeseheads. We come and get y'all.
Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. It's Rainbow that any competition, yeah, we coming to get you. Let's go. Saints fans, stand up now. Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. It's Rainbow that you better run it out, cause we coming to get you.
Saints plus soul equals Super Bowl. Ask J, ask Soul, now you been told. Black and gold, we on a roll, and we big and bold. You opened up your mouth, now you're knocked out cold. We coming to get ya, I bet you won't win. Left hook, right hook, again and again. We got that high-powered offense with that lethal punch. We're the bullies of the block, and we'll take your lunch. So to all of my who-dat across the land, and to all other teams that don't understand, we coming to get ya, I go, it's Super Bowl. We gonna beat the Lombardi. Black
everybody, let's go. Saints fans, stand up. Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. It's Rainbow that any competition, yeah, we coming to get you. Let's go. Saints fans, stand up. Let's hear for the black and gold. Now let's go. It's Rainbow that you better run it out, cause we coming to get you.
Saints plus soul.